Hello, and today will be my La Liga 2022-2023 predictions. Yes, let's get started. All right. So, yes, it's time for La Liga. It's very soon. I did my Premier League predictions. It's up now on YouTube. You can go watch it. All right. So, my first I'm going to go last place. But last place is not even a question, and it's going to have to be Iber. I'm sorry, but they're not going to survive. I doubt they'll survive. They don't have nothing good to do there, and I think they'll be relegated. About 19th is going to be another team that just promoted, and it'll be oh, who is it? Oh, it's Real Valladolid. Not a surprise. They don't really have a great team overall. They do have a few good players, but it's not enough to survive. I'm sorry, but the only players I can really name is Gonzalo Plata. Gonzalo Plata is the only player I could really name, and plus their new logo does look good. I'm gonna be honest with you. And then they also have what's his name? The attacker, Sergio Leon and Sean Weisman. They are pretty good, but I don't think it's enough. About 18th place, I was going to say Mallorca. Last year I said they would go last, and they barely survived this year. They barely scrapped it. They have a Mexican coach, Javier Aguirre, with a great defense. Well, not a great defense. They have Cunningham. They have Amariki, Laos Jr., the Ivory Coast. Matthew Hoppy, I don't think he's good though. You know what? I think I'm gonna go with this. I think 18th is going to be maybe Osasuna. Why Osasuna? Well, it's because Osasuna hasn't been impressive. So, you know, it's a very difficult task. But Osasuna, I think, will survive. I think what they have having, the only signing I know is Moy Gomez and Quique Saverio. They're both the new signings. But, you know, I think Osasuna's staying up. I think the team that's going down will be Almeria. Why Almeria? I could have said Elche. Why not Elche? Because Elche is a very bad team, right? But I think Elche will barely scrap it. That's a team that I think they will scrap. Only because they signed Ezequiel Ponce and they signed a few other guys. Otherwise, I think they'll survive. I think Elche will go down. Meanwhile, we're going to go to 17th. I think it's going to be Almeria. I think they will be great. They might be bad, but I'm confident that they'll do decent. So I'm going to say 17th. They'll barely survive, and that's not very bad. That's not a very bad place for a team like Almeria to be that high up. All right, next team, 16th. I think that's easy of a scrap. I think 16th. I will give it to Osasuna. I think they'll barely survive this year now. I think they'll scrap it. Osasuna, always been very hard to watch. But I think they got it. Okay, now 15th. I think on my 15th is the guy I think I will. 15th, I think I will put Mallorca, or I might put Mallorca or Rayo Vallecano. I'm not sure though. Or Mallorca or Getafe. I'm not 100% sure though. I think Getafe. You know what? I think Getafe is too good to be there. And I'm going to be honest with you. I think they're a little bit too good to be there. So I think I will skip on that. Right. I'm still thinking. Let me think. I don't think Getafe is going to be there. Because they signed Bortu from Real Sociedad. And they signed Borja Mayoral. And then they still have good. You know what? I think Getafe improved. I think the team that will not, may not compete compared to the rest, maybe Rayo Vallecano. Maybe that's the team. I don't think so though. Maybe they might sign Diego Costa, but they have a lot of players. They have Bebe, he's good. They have Falcao, Oscar Trejo. They have a decent midfield. I can't really name anyone else besides the Stol Jimenski. You know what? I think Rayo Vallecano will finish 15th. Meanwhile, 14th, I think I'm gonna give it this one. I'm gonna give it to Cadiz. I think they'll downgrade a bit from what they've gotten from last year. I think they'll decline a bit. Only due to their striker who they have. They have Alvaro Negredo, and he's getting a little bit older. They have Anthony Sarno, who I think might be decent. They signed Milutin Osmanic and Alvaro Jimenez. And otherwise, they've signed a lot of midfielders. Alvaro Mobile, who I think will be great. But otherwise, I'm not really sure. But I think Cadiz will stay there. Around the area. Yeah. Alright. We're going 13th, I believe. So 13th, this is where I put Mallorca. 13th Mallorca, I think they've improved. Otherwise, I'm not 100% sure. But I think they've quietly improved. Next is going to be Espanol. Espanol has been great ever since they promoted, and I believe they can do the same going into the season. They signed Benjamin Lecomte, and they have Diego Martinez, their coach. That's a great coach. A great defense, Leonardo Cabrera, Sergio Gomez, Oscar Gil. They're all good. Then you have Vinicius Sousa. I believe he came from the Brazilian league. I could be wrong. They have Alex Vidal, former Barca player. Think he could be great. Joselu, the striker. Voulet, Raul de Tomas, Landry Di Mata. They have a lot of great attacking options. This is why I put him 12th. Now, next is going to be Getafe. I think they have also a lot of good players, including the center backs, Diene. I don't know how to pronounce it. Diene and Domingo Duarte. Duarte, Diene, Damien Suarez, Stefan Mitrovic. You have the goalkeeper Soria, who I don't know if he's good or not. They signed new signing Carlos Anena, new signing Luis Milla, and then new signing Porto and Borja Mayoral. So I think this team will finish this is mid-table, right? Because 13th, 12th, 11th. So 11th is not a bad spot at all. That's a great spot, actually. Alright, to finish it now, we're going to start. This is starting to get a little bit more competitive. 13th, 12th, 11th. Now going 10th place. I think it's going to have to be between these three teams. Either I'm going to say Real Sociedad, Athletic Club, or Celta de Vigo. I think Celta de Vigo declined with a lot of departures. But at the same time, they did sign a few players like Luca de la Torre from Heracles. He's American. But I don't know if he will play or not. Who knows? They've also have a lot of great players. Oscar Minguenza is the other signing to replace Nestor Araujo, who went on to leave. Otherwise, they don't have any tugging options besides Iago Aspas. So That's a little bit worrying. I think they're fine. I think it will be Celta de Vigo. Who will finish? Who will get a little bit worse? I think 10th is exactly the spot. 13, 12, 13, 12, 11, 13, 12, 13, 12, 11, and 10. Now 2 more spots. 9 and 8th. 9th, I'm going to have to give it to Athletic Club. Amazing season, but they could do better. I think they can only sign basket player, but with that, they're still great. They're probably just going to camp the other Super Copa, anyways. So it's a very, plus this might be Inigo Martinez's last season, so maybe that will bring it down a bit for the team. Overall, I think Athletic Club will finish in a decent spot. They have a great goalkeeper. They have a few good center backs. They don't make signings. They actually use the academy, so that's why they have a lot of players that are not from there. They're all Spanish players, play from Basque. Maybe not Iñaki Williams because he might switch to Ghana, but overall I think 9th place is fine. 8th place. 8th place is going to be straight up Valencia. Valencia 8th place is a very great spot. Hopefully they can do better. 7th place. I think 7th place, I'm going to give it to Real Sociedad. I think they'll do better. I think they'll do a little bit worse than last season, but I think they'll still finish in a Europa League conference spot. 6th place, I'm going to give it to a declining Sevilla. I think Sevilla is declining, especially their defense. It looks rotten. They lost Kunde. They lost Diego Carlos. I think this is a real decline for them. 6th place. And then they have Bona goalie. They still have him. They signing Alex Telles. They have Marcos Acuna, Marcao, who has too many fullbacks. That's the point. Too many fullbacks. Marcao is like the only center right they have. Andre Keek. And they're not great. You need Montiel at the right back. And say with Jesus Navas. Left back you have Alex Telles and Marcos Acuna, who they're both excellent at that position. I don't know position Pablo Perez plays. I believe he plays fullback. Center mid-wise, I think it will be a decline, especially with the defense. I think 6th Europa League is going to be accurate. And 5th place, I think, will be Real Betis. I think 5th place will be Europa League, Real Betis, and they'll finish Europa League spot. 4th place, I think it might be Atletico Madrid, but at the same time, I don't think so. But Betis is going 5th because they've improved. But I think they'll decline a bit. You know what? I've changed my mind. I think Sevilla will do better because of the attack. Even though Betis might have a better defense, I still think Sevilla could beat them with the attack they have, especially who's their attack? Lucas Ocampos, Suso, Juan Jordan, Ivan Rakitic, Eric Lamela, Thomas Delaney, Oliver Torres, Alejandro Gomez. They have Fernando. This is midfield only, by the way. The attack is Ronnie Lopez, Jesus Corona, Munir El Hadi, Rafa Mir, and Youssef Enesri. This is a very good team. I think it's solid enough to stay where they are. Meanwhile, 4th place, I think Villarreal will have 4th. 2nd, 3rd, but you know what? I don't know. It's all between Atletico, but I'm going to go Atletico 3rd, 2nd Barca, 1st Real Madrid. Not being biased or anything, but this is how I think the team will look like. Let's see how many can get right this year. Hopefully I can get a lot of them right. Now next I'm going to do the Serie A, which I know nothing about. But I'll try to do my research So this is my La Liga predictions, and see ya.